Hey friends, welcome to Dream Story, a place where your thoughts can soften and time flows like gentle water. Tonight, we invite you on a quiet journey through silver hills and moonlit paths where the stars shimmer softly and the world moves in slow, sleepy rhythms. Somewhere beyond the edge of the ordinary, the moon is waiting. She has set a table, warmed a kettle, and is pouring tea just for you. Now close your eyes. Take a long, deep breath in and slowly breathe out, feeling your body begin to relax. Let the hush of night carry you gently, like a soft breeze over still water. If you're enjoying these calm passages through time, please do subscribe. It helps us continue crafting these restful stories for you. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, where are you listening from? And what time is it for you right now? It's always amazing to see this little community come together across time zones. Now, let's begin. A soft evening has settled over the hills, the kind of evening that feels like a whisper. The sky, painted in shades of violet and deep blue, stretches wide above, and the first stars blink into view like tiny lanterns hung by invisible hands. Rolling hills curve gently like waves paused in motion, their edges dusted with silver moonlight. The grass sways slowly, as if each blade is breathing with you. Take a moment now to notice your own breath, slow, easy, flowing in and out like the gentle sway of the grass. There's a path here, narrow and winding, made of smooth, pale stones that catch the moon's glow. Each stone is lined with soft petals that seem to have fallen from some unseen tree, their colors shifting between pearl pink and moonbeam white. Fireflies drift lazily along the edges, pulsing with light like tiny heartbeats in the dark. Feel your shoulders soften as you follow this path, each step a quiet invitation to relax deeper, to let go of any tension. Tall trees border the path, not dense, but open and spaced, their trunks white as ash and their leaves tinged with silver. When the wind moves through them, it carries a gentle rustling sound, like pages turning in an ancient book. The breeze itself smells of chamomile and something older, something like quiet memories. Inhale gently now, filling your lungs slowly. And as you exhale, imagine the peace of the breeze spreading through your body, carrying away any lingering thoughts or worries. In the distance, nestled near the crest of the hill, stands a small, round cabin made of smooth stone and dark wood. Golden light flickers through its windows, warm and steady, like someone has been waiting for you to arrive. Smoke rises from the chimney in a soft spiral, curling into the twilight. There's no rush here, no time ticking loudly in the background, just the rhythm of wind, the hush of grass, and the distant sound of water somewhere below. And just beyond the veil of what the world usually shows, at the edge of this quiet path, the moon has taken her place. She waits at the tea table, calm and luminous, as though she's been expecting you all along. This is the place between waking and dreaming. This is where your journey begins. The night opens slowly, like a long forgotten book whose pages turn with the wind. You stand at the edge of a gentle path where the moonlight spills like soft milk over the earth. Before you lies a winding trail of stone steps, worn smooth by time, their edges softened by moss and wildflowers. Each step is cushioned in a bed of delicate petals, pale pinks, whites, and blues, as if 1,000 blossoms have drifted here just for you. They glow faintly in the night, not from any source you can see, but as if the moon herself has kissed each one. The path beckons. You take your first step. Beneath your foot the petals sigh, not with sound, but with feeling, like the quiet release of a breath long held. The stone is cool, but not cold, solid, grounding. You walk slowly, your body already beginning to match the pace of the world around you. All is still, yet all is alive. Around you, tall trees rise into the sky like cathedral pillars. Their bark is silver gray, etched with swirling patterns that seem to shift in the corner of your eye. The leaves, wide and soft, shimmer as if dusted in frost, even though the air is warm. Each movement stirs a hush of sound, not a rustle, but a whisper, like secrets being shared just out of reach. A gentle breeze moves through the canopy, and with it comes a lullaby, distant, tender, wordless. It seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. Perhaps it is the forest itself, humming softly to the moon. Or perhaps the moon is singing to you. You continue along the path. Fireflies rise from the grass like tiny lanterns, blinking slowly, lazily, their golden light trailing through the air in long, slow arcs. They hover at your sides, unafraid, as if they recognize you, as if they've been waiting. To your left, a small stream murmurs in the dark, barely visible except for the silver thread that catches the moonlight as it flows. It sings too, not with words, but with rhythm. Its sound weaves into the lullaby in the trees. Step by step, the world wraps around you. There is no destination, only this. You walk deeper into the hush, the petals cushioning each step, the fireflies drifting like tiny stars fallen to earth. You pass beneath an arched branch, woven with vines blooming white in the dark. The flowers open as you near, releasing the faintest scent, lavender, honey, something ancient and comforting. Here, you are not a stranger. The path knows your name, even if you've never spoken it aloud. Time softens. The boundaries of thought begin to dissolve. Your breath deepens. Your muscles loosen. You feel your shoulders sink. Your hands relax. With every step, you leave a little more behind. Not memories, but weight. The kind you didn't know you carried. You round a gentle bend and come upon a wide, flat stone nestled in a pocket of grass. It glows faintly. Place to pause, to sit, You lower yourself onto the stone. It's warm from the sun that left it hours ago. The petals gather around you. A few settle onto your shoulders, your lap. One drifts gently onto your palm. You close your eyes. The lullaby grows clearer. You feel it now, not just in your ears, but in your chest, like a rhythm you've always known, like a voice you once knew long ago and had forgotten you missed. The moon is full above you now, round, serene, patient. She watches, not with judgment, but with knowing. You breathe. The air enters your lungs like light pouring into a room, and you rise again, back to the path. The petals part gently beneath your feet. The fireflies drift ahead, guiding you. The lullaby hums through your bones. You walk not towards something, but with something, with peace, with night, with wonder. And the path of petal stones leads you onward, deeper into the dream. You continue walking, the petals shifting softly beneath your steps. Some lift into the air as you pass, carried on the wind in slow spirals before drifting back down. They never fall harshly. They float, as if guided by a quiet rhythm only the forest understands. In the distance, a low owl call echoes once, then fades. You pause to listen. The silence that follows is full, not empty, brimming with stillness and space. A kind of listening silence, the kind that waits, that welcomes. To your right, between the trees, you notice a soft glow, faint, flickering like candlelight through mist. Curious, you step off the path just slightly, brushing past tall ferns that curl inward as you approach. You find a tiny hollow in the forest floor. Inside, nestled between roots and stones, is a ring of mushrooms, each one glowing gently with its own subtle hue. One violet, one pale green, one blue like frost. In the center lies a pool of water, perfectly still, mirroring the sky above with such clarity it almost seems more real than the world around it. You kneel beside it. The moon's reflection shimmers across its surface, but when you gaze into it more deeply, you see not your face, but movement, like memories seen through water. A field of tall grass waving in summer wind, a hand reaching for yours, the warmth of someone's voice calling your name long ago, but as quickly as it appears, the image fades, replaced by your own quiet reflection. You rise gently, brushing the moss from your hands. The moment feels like a secret the forest has shared with you, not to solve, not to hold, but simply to witness. Back on the path, the fireflies continue their gentle dance. They swirl in small spirals now, drifting closer as you walk, some landing briefly on your shoulder, your hand, then lifting off again like tiny boats on a current of night air. The trees grow taller as you descend into a hollow. Their branches interlace far above, forming a canopy that filters the moonlight into delicate shafts that illuminate the petals ahead like stars fallen into a stream. Then, Music, not loud, not clear, but unmistakable notes woven into the wind itself. A soft chime here, a distant harp string there. You can't tell where it begins. It might be the wind in the leaves, or the shifting of the stones, or even the beat of your own heart echoing outward. You follow the sound. The path leads to a grove where everything seems suspended. Even the air feels slower here, thicker with peace. You stop at the center, and something in the stillness urges you to sit. So you do. You sink onto the petal-covered ground, cross-legged, your hands resting in your lap. Above you, the moon shines through a perfect opening in the branches, a full, glowing circle framed by silver leaves. For a moment, it feels as though she's gazing only at you, her light wrapping around your shoulders like a shawl. You close your eyes, and time falls away. In this space, you are no longer walking, you are being carried by the forest, by the hush, by the rhythm of something ancient and kind. Breath by breath, your body begins to remember a gentler way of being. Here, you are not the list of things you have to do. You are not the thoughts spinning in your mind. You are not your name, or your worries, or your past. Here, you are simply presence, a living, breathing moment in the moonlight. When you open your eyes again, you find that petals have gathered more thickly around you, forming a soft nest. A few have settled in your hair, on your shoulders, along your knees. You smile, gently brushing one from your hand. You rise slowly, no need to hurry. The path awaits once more. As you walk on, the trees begin to thin. The air grows clearer, cooler. Ahead, you can just make out the curve of another bend. And beyond that, the glimmer of something new. But for now, you stay with this moment, the sound of your breath, the hush of your steps, the soft glow of fireflies as they lead you deeper into this waking dream. The path leads you into a deeper stretch of forest. The trees here grow taller, older, their trunks wide and furrowed, their bark twisted with age and time. Their roots curve above the earth like the backs of ancient creatures sleeping beneath the soil. Some twist into low arches, others rise like steps, guiding you ever inward. The air cools as the canopy thickens. Light filters down in ribbons, soft and green, painting the petal path in shifting shadows. The fireflies drift higher now, floating like stars among the branches. A hush settles. This is not silence, but a quieter kind of listening. The breath held between thoughts, the pause in a sentence where meaning gathers. The trees begin to whisper. You pause, placing your hand on the trunk of one particularly large tree. Its bark is rough, warm beneath your palm. A slow vibration hums beneath the surface, subtle but steady, like the tree is alive with memory. The wind rustles the leaves high above. It's not a breeze, it's a voice. Slow, deliberate, thoughtful. The sound doesn't speak in words, but it says something just the same. You lean closer. A story begins to form. You don't know how, but you understand. The tree shares its tale, not in language, but through sensation. You feel it like a dream remembered through the body. You see a sky filled with purple twilight and a younger world breathing in stillness. You feel the weight of snow on branches that do not break. You sense the presence of birds long gone, of lovers who carved symbols into bark that still remain, hidden under centuries of growth. The wind shifts. Another tree joins in. Its leaves rattle like soft chimes, and a different story drifts through the air. The memory of a lost deer path, of wolves howling in the cold, of roots wrapping lovingly around buried bones. The forest speaks in waves. Some trees murmur with joy. Others grumble with sorrow. Some tell stories so old they have forgotten how they end, and yet they whisper them still in case someone someday will remember. You sit beneath the largest tree, folding into its base like a child curling into a parent's arms. The roots cradle you. The bark leans back. You rest your head against it and let the voices wash over you. The longer you sit, the more you hear. The trees are not alone. The moss beneath your fingers hums with a low, drowsy rhythm. The mushrooms clustered at the base glow faintly, pulsing in time with your breath. The wind dances through the leaves with careful steps, rustling stories from branch to branch. You begin to sense the tree's name, not one you could speak aloud. It has no vowels, no syllables, but a presence, a tone, a resonance. It is a name carried in roots and rain. You press your hand to the trunk again. A vision unfolds. A storm long ago, wind raging through the forest, tearing branches, howling grief. A bird's nest clinging to a forked bough, trembling. And this tree, the one you sit beneath now, bending but never breaking, holding, protecting. You feel it, that moment, the strength it took to stay rooted, to shelter the fragile, even in chaos. And you understand something in yourself, too, a part of you that has also bent, but never broken. The tree feels it in you. It knows. It welcomes you as kin. The breeze grows softer. The stories slow. You feel them beginning to settle like dust drifting down after motion. The forest breathes. You breathe with it. A final whisper brushes your cheek, a promise, perhaps, or a blessing. You rise slowly. The trees do not say goodbye. They simply keep whispering to each other, to the sky, to the stars not yet risen. And you understand their stories are endless. They will go on long after you've walked away. You step back onto the path. The petals stir gently under your feet. The air is warmer here. The fireflies return, drifting around your shoulders like companions. The path winds onward, but something within you has shifted. You carry the stories now, not as burdens, but as gifts, as lullabies in your bones. And the whispering trees continue to speak, not just behind you, but within you, their voices woven into your breath as you walk deeper into the night. You walk slowly now, your steps softened by a forest floor covered in moss and old leaves. The trees seem taller as you go, and their presence more attentive, not watching exactly, but aware. Every branch leans gently toward the path, as if offering shade or silence or both. As you reach a small glade where moonlight filters in more freely, you notice something unusual. The trees here are not spaced randomly. They stand in a wide circle, evenly placed, their trunks forming a kind of living colonnade around a smooth patch of earth. In the center grows a single, younger tree, a sapling, but taller than you, with delicate limbs stretching upward like fingers reaching for the stars. You feel drawn in. Crossing into the circle, you hear the whispering shift. It becomes softer, more focused. Not many voices, but one, a voice made of many leaves, all moving together. You sit on the moss at the center of the glade, beside the young tree, and rest your back gently against its trunk. The bark is soft and cool, unlike the older trees, smoother, as though it's still learning how to be a tree. And then the wind stirs. You feel the whisper before you hear it, brushing your cheek like a breath. The story begins. But this one is different. It doesn't show you images or feelings or memories. It asks. You hear a question, not in words, but in a rhythm, a pulse that echoes in your chest. What is it you carry? You don't need to answer aloud. You simply think of it, feel it. The heaviness, the tiredness, the ache of trying so hard for so long. The tree responds. Its roots shift beneath you slightly, not with force, but with invitation. You place your hands on the earth, and the feeling spreads, a warmth rising up from below, gentle and steady. You close your eyes, and in the stillness, you feel something leave you, not taken, not erased, just lifted, absorbed into the ground, into the roots, into the long memory of the forest. You breathe deeply. It is the first breath that feels completely free. When you open your eyes, the moon is higher now. The leaves above you shimmer with silver light, and the sapling seems taller as if your sharing has helped it grow. The older trees around the circle sway ever so slightly in quiet approval. As you rise, you place your hand on the young tree once more. It doesn't speak, but it glows faintly where your palm rests. You smile. This glade will remember you, as the trees remember everything. You return to the path, lighter than before. Behind you, the glade fades into shadow again, becoming just another part of the forest to wandering eyes. But you know its secret now. You carry it with you. The whispering resumes as you walk, a low, musical rustle, like a tide of old stories always flowing, always waiting for someone to listen. You begin to hear them more clearly now, not as background sound, but as living voices. A tale of a night when the moon didn't rise, and the trees sang in her absence. A memory of a child lost in the woods, found again by a lantern made of leaves. A love story told between two oaks that grew for centuries side by side, their branches touching only once. You don't try to hold them all. You let them pass through you like wind through branches, heard, felt, and released. Soon, the forest begins to thin. The trees grow shorter again, the canopy less dense. But even here, the whispers follow, quieter now, like farewells. You pause one last time beneath an old cedar near the edge of the wood. Its bark is marked with scars from lightning, from insects, from time, and yet it stands proud and tall. You place your hand on its trunk. It hums a single, deep note, like a bell that's been waiting to ring. It says, simply, go well. You step from the trees, and the whispering fades behind you, but never from you. You feel it before you see it, the gentle hush of moving water winding softly through the night. The path slopes downward, and ahead the trees begin to part, their branches swaying just slightly as if offering a silent farewell. A cool breeze carries the sound of a quiet river, and with it, a new light emerges. Pale silver shimmers through the foliage like moonlight scattered on glass. As you walk closer, the sound becomes clearer, not a rush, not a roar, but the slow, steady murmur of water weaving its story through stone and moss. Then the forest opens. Before you lies a gentle river, broad and serene, winding through a bed of smooth stones. The water moves so slowly it seems suspended in time, yet it glimmers as if the current carries stars themselves. Moonlight dances across the surface, catching on the crests of ripples, sparkling in long, slender threads of light, silver upon silver, like woven silk pulled from the sky. The air smells faintly of water mint and wild rosemary, and the ground is soft beneath your feet. Just ahead, arching gracefully over the river, is a narrow wooden bridge. It's built of old timber, moss growing along its edges, but it stands strong and still. You approach. The moment your foot touches the first plank, a soft hum rises from the wood, a low, melodic vibration that echoes through the soles of your feet. The sound is not mechanical or forced. It is natural, like the sigh of a lullaby sung by the river itself. Each step you take produces a slightly different tone, as though the bridge is playing a song only you can hear. You slowly your pace. Step by step, you listen to the music of the crossing, a gentle chime here, a whisper there, each note calming the mind and body like rain on a rooftop or wind in a meadow. You close your eyes for a moment and simply listen. The water below glows brighter now. It flows with perfect grace, and inside its depth you see not just light, but memory, faint impressions drifting just beneath the surface. There, a child walking hand in hand with an elder. There, someone laying a lantern gently on the water's surface, and another, a fox pausing at the shore to drink, then disappearing into the mist. These aren't visions in your mind. They're memories the river has kept, reflections of travelers who passed this way long before you. You pause at the center of the bridge. The river widens here, the current slow, but deep. You lean on the wooden railing cool beneath your hands and look down. The stars in the sky meet their reflections below, creating the illusion that you stand suspended between two skies, one above, one below. Your breath catches, not in fear, but in wonder. You feel something loosen in your chest, some quiet knot you didn't know was there. It unties itself gently, as if the river has taken it from you with no need to explain. You breathe easier. The hum beneath your feet continues, soft, rhythmic. A lullaby you're beginning to hum yourself now, without realizing. Then you notice something unusual. Small glowing fish swim near the surface, leaving trails of light behind them like comets underwater. They seem curious, swirling near the bridge, darting and circling as though playing. One leaps for a brief moment, a silver arc, then splashes soundlessly back. Farther along the shore, reeds sway. Tiny lanterns hang from their tips, swinging gently as if moved by invisible hands. And there, on the far end of the bridge, a smooth stone bench, bathed in moonlight. You step forward. As your feet touch the final planks, the hum deepens, the lullaby reaching its slowest, softest note. It lingers, echoing in your bones, and then fades as you step off the bridge. You sit on the bench. It is warm, as though the moon has placed her hand upon it just moments before. The sound of the river is clearer here. You can hear individual droplets tumbling over one another, sliding between stones, slipping beneath fallen leaves. It is a language, one not spoken, but understood. You close your eyes. The breeze moves gently through your hair. The river speaks its slow, ancient music, and your body begins to understand that there is no rush, no need to move forward too quickly. This moment is complete. Eventually, you rise again. You turn to look once more at the bridge. It waits, timeless and sure, its lullaby echoing faintly, as if promising to carry others one day, just as it carried you. The river continues to shine as you walk once more into the trees, its silver threads slowly fading from view, but not from memory. And the song of the bridge hums quietly within you, long after you leave it behind. You rise slowly from the stone bench, but you linger just a little longer at the edge of the river. Something about this place holds you gently, like a hand on your shoulder, urging you to stay just a few moments more. You step down onto a small, smooth outcropping of river stone that curves gently into the water. The current laps softly against it, like breathing. You kneel and trail your fingers into the stream. The water is cool, but not cold. It wraps around your skin like silk. Tiny silver motes swirl around your hand as if drawn by your presence. They dance for a moment, then drift away, vanishing into the deeper current. It feels less like water and more like time flowing gently past you, each ripple carrying a sliver of memory, yours, the world's, the river's own. You notice now that the rocks along the riverbed are etched with shapes, spirals, constellations, symbols that resemble dreams. You don't know their meaning, yet they feel strangely familiar, like something you once understood and will understand again. Somewhere downstream, you see another bridge, this one half buried in mist, overgrown with ivy, a place that no longer calls to travelers, only to dreams. The river curls toward it, as if guiding forgotten thoughts into quiet places. You rise again, brushing your hands on your clothes, and follow the path that now hugs the riverbank. The air here has a different quality, wetter, heavier, filled with the scent of water lilies and stone. A soft fog drifts low along the ground. Every few steps, a soft bell like chime echoes, not from the bridge now, but from the river itself. And then, on a small stone platform near the edge of the water, you see something unexpected. A descent, delicate, glowing faintly. A porcelain cup sits upon a saucer, and beside it, a pot with steam still curling from its spout. You hesitate, but only for a moment. Then you kneel beside it and pour yourself a cup. The tea is clear as starlight. Its scent is unfamiliar, a mix of lavender, moonflower, and something impossibly old and comforting. When you take a sip, the warmth spreads through your body immediately. Not just heat, but memory. You see yourself again, walking that bridge, your footsteps glowing, a hum of the lullaby carried through your whole body. But this time, you notice something new, a shadow that followed just behind you, not threatening, simply watching. A guardian, perhaps. You finish the tea slowly, letting the warmth settle deep within. You set the cup down, and just as you do, the steam from the teapot rises in a spiral and disappears, as if your presence was all it needed to finish its purpose. You return to the path. On the far side of the river, the trees begin again, shorter this time, their trunks glowing faintly with lichen and soft moss. The trail is narrower here, more winding, as if encouraging you to slow down even more. You pass a willow tree whose branches trail into the water. As the breeze stirs, the leaves shimmer like coins under moonlight. You pass beneath its curtain of branches, and for a moment, it feels like walking through a veil, from one dream into the next. The river now runs behind you, but its music lingers. You hum the lullaby under your breath, realizing the melody has become part of you now, something you can return to any time, anywhere. And as you climb the next hill, you turn for one last look. The bridge stands still in the night, its wooden curve aglow. The river sparkles quietly below. The tea set is gone now, or perhaps never there at all. but the peace it brought remains, gently carried in your chest. You turn back to the path and continue onward. The path ahead glows gently, lit by soft, pulsing orbs of light that hover like will-o'-the-wisps. The trees here stand tall and slender, their bark almost translucent, as if woven from moonlight and mist. As you walk forward, the air feels different, hush, reverent, as though you've stepped into a sacred corridor between worlds. Then you see them. Figures, tall and graceful, appear between the trees. They move slowly, soundlessly, as if they are part of the forest's breath. Each one carries a glowing paper lantern that floats just above their open palms. The lanterns don't flicker like flames, but shine with a steady, internal light, soft as candle glow, but touched with something more. The hush of stars, the memory of snowfall, the warmth of a dream. They are not quite human, these lantern bearers. Their forms shift gently as they move, not unstable, but fluid. Their robes appear to be made of fog and starlight flowing without breeze. Their faces are obscured, not hidden, just softened like features seen through a veil of mist. There is no fear in their presence, only calm, only welcome. One steps forward and extends a hand to you. You do not speak. There are no words needed. In your palm, they place a paper lantern. It is lighter than you expect, weightless almost, and it glows immediately upon touching your skin. The light is warm and steady, and as you hold it, you feel something stir in your chest, a memory or a hope. You cannot tell, but it brings a sense of peace that settles gently over your shoulders. With your lantern in hand, you walk. The path winds deeper into the woods, each step lighting the way with the lantern's soft glow. The lantern bearers walk beside you in silence. They do not speak, yet you feel their presence as clearly as a hand resting gently on your back, supportive, guiding, endlessly patient. As you move, the forest begins to change. The ground is covered now in soft moss and scattered petals, and the trees grow farther apart, creating a cathedral of space above you. Between the trunks, more orbs of light hover in slow spirals, drifting upward like reverse snowfall. You look up and see that the sky has shifted. The stars are closer now, brighter, as if you could reach out and pluck them from the night. Your lantern pulses gently in your hand. It doesn't lead you, it walks with you. You realize that it doesn't light the forest ahead. It lights the space immediately around you, the space you occupy, reminding you to stay in the present moment, to breathe and simply be. Now and then, one of the lantern bearers gently lifts their arm and releases a lantern into the sky. The paper shell rises slowly, spinning in soft spirals, until it becomes another point of light above, indistinguishable from the stars. You pause and watch as 3 lanterns rise, dancing together, then separating like old friends parting ways. The path curves again, leading to a small bridge carved from pale wood and etched with constellations. Beneath it, a stream of light, not water, but light itself, flows smoothly, casting the underside of the bridge in silver blue glow. As you cross it, your lantern flickers in rhythm with the light below, as if acknowledging the magic of the space. On the other side, the lantern bearers pause. One turns to you, and though no words are spoken, you understand. This is where their part of the journey ends. One by one, they bow their heads slightly in a gesture of farewell that feels both ancient and deeply personal. You bow in return, grateful beyond words. Then, slowly, the figures dissolve into the forest mist, their lanterns rising behind them, becoming stars. You're alone again, but not truly. The lantern in your hand still glows, warm and constant, lighting your path. And in your heart, you carry the quiet grace of those who walked beside you, the guardians of light who asked for nothing and gave everything. You step forward into the next chapter of the dream, the glow of your lantern merging gently with the night ahead. As you walk forward, your lantern casting its soft golden light across the path, the forest seems to lean in closer, not with darkness, but with intimacy. The hush here is warm, like the quiet of a library filled with unread stories, or the pause between one breath and the next. You feel it, not silence, but presence. The trees to either side sway slowly, even though no wind stirs. Their branches arc overhead, forming a vaulted canopy that glows with faint starlight. Every few paces, you notice small symbols carved into the trunks, spirals, feathers, crescent moons. When your lantern light brushes over them, they shimmer faintly, pulsing once like a memory stirred awake. You pass through a field of tall, silken grass. The lantern's glow causes the tips to gleam, casting long, delicate shadows that stretch like the tails of comets. Fireflies join you again, drifting through the grass like floating punctuation marks, blinking their silent affirmations into the night. And then, ahead, you see another figure, not one of the lantern bearers, but something smaller, cloaked in a robe stitched from leaves and dusk. It kneels beside a pool of still water, cradling a lantern in both hands. When it notices you, it doesn't rise. It simply gestures toward the water and nods. You step closer. The pool is impossibly still, a perfect mirror to the sky above. When you look down, you don't see just your own reflection. You see yourself walking this same path, but younger, or older, or quieter. It's hard to tell. The water seems to show the version of you that lingers just outside of time, the version you become in dreams, in silence, in the in-between moments. Your lantern glows a little brighter. The cloaked figure dips its lantern into the pool, and the water responds, glowing from within, sending soft ripples outward that shimmer with silver and pale gold. The figure looks to you once more, then stands, turns, and vanishes behind a curtain of tall grass. Not hurried, not secretive, just complete. You walk on. Soon the path begins to climb, not sharply, but with slow intention. The lantern bearers appear once more, scattered among the trees, each standing still as a statue, their lanterns hovering like quiet thoughts above their palms. They do not move, but as you pass, you feel their acknowledgement, like a nod, like an unseen hand laid gently on your shoulder. At the top of the hill, a wide circle opens, a lantern field. Dozens of glowing orbs hang suspended in the air, motionless and silent. Some are close enough to touch, others float far above like captured stars. You step among them, and the light thickens, not heavy, but immersive, like walking through a field of moonlight made solid. In the center of the circle, you pause. The air is warmer here, like the inside of a breath. You close your eyes and feel your heartbeat slow again, even deeper than before. A sound rises, soft, harmonic, like singing bowls or wind across crystal. It resonates through your body rather than your ears. You open your eyes, and the lanterns begin to drift upward in unison, ascending like a slow exhale. Their glow merges with the stars overhead until you can't tell which lights are held in air and which live in sky. You are alone again, yet held by everything. The last lantern bearer bows deeply to you, then lifts their lantern and releases it into the air. It drifts upward and disappears behind the curve of the moon, leaving behind a trail of warmth that settles across your skin like sunlight. You turn back toward the path. The forest is quieter now. Your own lantern, still in your hand, pulses once more, a final rhythm, like a soft heartbeat. You breathe in, feeling the fullness of this moment, the quiet grace of those who walk with light, the patience of the path, and the memory of stars that wait in silence to be seen. You walk forward. The path softens under your steps now, becoming a velvet trail of moss and petals. The forest behind you fades into a hushed memory, replaced by a gentle warmth that seems to rise from the earth itself. Ahead, a wooden archway twined with silver vines and sleeping blossoms marks the entrance to a hidden place, quiet, sacred, and blooming only when the moon is high. You step through the arch, and the world changes. The garden opens before you in a slow, dreamlike reveal, a sanctuary of night flowers and soft air. There are no harsh lines, no sudden movements. Everything breathes, everything glows. The petals of each flower shift color as they sway, responding to the changing light of the moon. Pale lavender becomes deep indigo, soft rose turns to warm amber, and white blossoms gather a faint blue at their tips, as if dipped in starlight. The ground is carpeted in low, silken grasses that part gently beneath your feet. To your left, A willow-like tree weaves threads of light instead of leaves. To your right, a pool of still water reflects not just the garden, but other gardens, memories, perhaps, or echoes of places once dreamed. A stone path winds lazily through the garden, and as you walk, the plants seem to lean slightly toward you, as if in greeting. You hear the quiet tinkle of chimes in the distance, though no wind stirs. The sound is like porcelain teacups brushing together, light, delicate, and warm. At the heart of the garden, under a silver-barked tree, there is a low wooden table surrounded by overstuffed cushions in soft, muted hues. Upon the table, a tea set waits, a porcelain pot adorned with hand-painted moons and flowers, and 2 cups resting side by side. Steam curls from the pot in slow spirals, fragrant and calming, a scent somewhere between chamomile, honey, and the first pages of an unread book. You sit. The cushion accepts you without resistance, holding you as gently as a warm embrace. The teacup lifts easily in your hand, warm but not hot, and the moment it touches your lips, time slows. The tea tastes like comfort. It tastes like something long forgotten, but deeply needed. You close your eyes and sip again. With each sip, a different memory rises, not your own, but dreams carried on the wind. A fox curled in a nest of ferns, a child releasing a glowing balloon into the sky, an old musician playing a harp made of wind and light. The garden leans closer as you drink, its scents deepening, its colors growing softer and richer. A sense of safety fills the space, not just physical, but emotional, even spiritual. Here, you are not asked to be anything. You are simply welcomed. The tree above you hums faintly. You look up and see that its branches are strung with lanterns like tiny moons, each gently swinging despite the stillness of the air. Some glow golden, others shimmer silver or deep violet. A few pulse softly, as if breathing in rhythm with your own chest. You pour another cup of tea. A figure joins you, not with fanfare, but with the gentle presence of a cat curling beside you on a quiet afternoon. Their form is mist and starlight, wrapped in a shawl of night air. They do not speak, but you feel the conversation nonetheless. A warm glance, a soft breath, an understanding. Together, you sip in silence. You feel no urgency to leave. Time does not pass here in the way it does outside the garden. There is only the now, and the now is infinite. The figure lifts their cup in a silent toast, and you mirror them, smiling softly. A soft melody rises, somewhere between a lullaby and a breeze. Flowers nod in time with the sound. The air grows warmer. The stars shift slightly overhead, like a sigh. Eventually, the figure stands. They leave behind no footprints, only the faint scent of night jasmine. You are alone again, but not lonely. You set your cup down gently, watching as a few final curls of steam rise into the night. The tea has done what it was meant to do. Your body feels lighter, your breath slower. The garden waits, unhurried. You rise from the cushion, stepping again onto the soft stone path. Behind you, the teacups remain, perhaps for someone else, perhaps for a dream yet to come. As you pass beneath the silver arch once more, you do not leave the garden entirely. You carry it with you now, in the warmth of your chest, in the quiet of your mind, and the soft calm wrapped around your spirit. And ahead, the path calls you onward, gently, kindly, into the next chapter of the dream. As you walk farther into the garden, your senses begin to open in new, delicate ways. The air is rich with the scents of night blooming flowers, deep florals, sweet herbs, a whisper of citrus and cool stone. Every breath feels like a balm, dissolving tension not just from your body, but from places within you that you didn't realize were clenched. You pause by a cluster of luminous blossoms, each shaped like a spiral shell, their colors pulsing gently from deep rose to icy teal. When you bend closer, you hear a soft sound emanating from the petals, not music exactly, but a resonance, like a memory humming softly just beneath awareness. Each flower here is unlike the next. Some are tall and crystalline, reflecting the moonlight like delicate prisms. Others are wide and soft, their petals thick as silk, gently closing and opening with each breath of the garden. One vine winds along the ground, trailing star-shaped flowers that open as your footsteps approach and slowly close again behind you, as if the garden knows your path and quietly celebrates it. You come to a place where the path splits, one branch winding toward a field of gently swaying grasses, and the other leading toward a glass dome nestled among low shrubs. Curious, you follow the path to the dome. Inside, the air is warmer, infused with cinnamon, cedarwood, and something that reminds you faintly of home, though you can't say why. The dome is filled with sleeping plants, velvet leaves curled inward, glowing softly in restful slumber. A low bench sits in the center, and beside it, a crystal bowl of water. Floating inside are blossoms from every part of the garden. Some you remember seeing, and others that seem impossibly new. You sit quietly, gazing into the bowl. The flowers drift in slow circles, and as they move, so too do your thoughts, once fast and tangled, now unspooling gently like threads released from a loom. It's as if the water draws out the noise of the waking world and holds it still, asking nothing of you but stillness in return. After some time, you cannot say how long, you rise and return to the path. The garden, unchanged, still greets you as if no time has passed at all. Eventually, the path leads you back to the central clearing with the silver bark tree. The tea table remains just as you left it, but this time, a second teapot has appeared, smaller, its glaze an iridescent blue. A single cup rests beside it, You sit again and pour. This tea tastes different, lighter, airier, like drinking the memory of a cloud. You feel it rise within you, lifting something deep inside, a hidden sadness perhaps, or a forgotten wish, and then releasing it like breath. Your vision softens, and for a moment, the entire garden glows not just with moonlight, but with something more internal, as though it is being lit from within your chest. A warmth spreads through you. The garden, the sky, the stars, it all pulses gently in rhythm with your heart. And then, something extraordinary happens. A flower blooms before your eyes, slowly, without rush or spectacle. One petal, then another, unfolding in perfect stillness. Its glow is soft gold at first, then pearl white. As it fully opens, you see a single drop of dew form in its center, not water, but liquid light. You lean forward slightly. The flower's light grows stronger for a moment, and then, with a small, gentle flash, it releases the drop into the air. It floats, hovers, and then drifts upward, joining the stars without ever hurrying. The petals close once more. A gift, a quiet offering from the garden itself. You know it is time to leave, not because the garden asks it, but because you feel full, nourished, your breath steady, your thoughts softened. You rise one last time, and the garden parts before you, opening the path onward. And though you step beyond the arch again, leaving behind the garden between dreams, a part of it remains within you. Its stillness, its beauty, the tea, the stars, the unfurling flower. You carry it all with you. At the end of the winding hilltop path, you see it, a small cabin with golden windows, quietly glowing under the sky. The wooden frame is weathered by time and love, and the roof is thatched with something that shimmers, not quite straw, not quite stars. Smoke curls slowly from a chimney, curling like a ribbon into the crisp, silver air. The door is already open. Warmth beckons. You step into a soft, golden glow. The inside of the cabin is simple, yet every detail feels intentional. Shelves lined with jars of dried herbs, tiny scrolls, and feathers tucked beside polished stones. The wooden floor creaks kindly beneath your steps. In the center of the room, a low table awaits, surrounded by thick cushions. A teapot sits in the middle, crafted from porcelain that catches the light in shifting blues and soft silvers, like moonlight reflected on water. And there she is, the moon, not in the sky, but here, personified, luminous, serene. Her presence doesn't announce itself. It simply is. She is tall and elegant, her robes flowing like silk woven from night air. Her face is radiant but gentle, eyes calm and deep, as if holding centuries of dreaming within them. Her silver hair cascades down her back like a waterfall made of stardust. She smiles, without words, She gestures for you to sit. You lower yourself onto a cushion. The table sits low, inviting intimacy and ease. The moon pours the tea, one cup for you, one for her. The sound of the pour is like a gentle stream, and the steam rises in curling shapes that dissolve softly into the cabin air. The first sip is warmth itself. It tastes like time slowed down, like twilight and calm rain, and the faint memory of lullabies. You close your eyes, breathe, exhale. The tea settles into your body like starlight, sinking into the sea. There is no rush here, no clocks, no weight of tomorrow, only this moment. She begins to speak, not with sound, but with presence. Her voice exists somewhere between thought and feeling. You hear her not in your ears, but in your breath. She tells you a story of a world where the oceans sleep and whales hum lullabies to the moonlight, of a garden made entirely of clouds, where lost dreams land like birds, waiting to be remembered, of a boy who planted stars in the soil, believing they would bloom. You listen. She pauses often. There is no need to fill the space. In the pauses, the fire crackles gently in the hearth. In the pauses, you sip your tea and feel the story settle into your bones. When it is your turn, you speak, slowly, quietly. Perhaps you share a memory. Perhaps you share a dream. You are not sure if you speak aloud or simply feel your truth in her presence. Either way, she hears you. The moon listens the way the ocean listens to the shore. She pours another cup. Time unfolds like a flower. Stories continue, some hers, some yours, some born from the space between. She shows you a map made of moonlight and sand, tracing paths you've walked in dreams. She hums a melody that your heart somehow remembers, even though you've never heard it before. The tea changes flavor with each cup, one sweet as honeyed plum, another earthy like cedar and dusk. One is floral and makes your eyelids feel heavy with calm. The final one is cool, like mint and distant sky. As you sip, you begin to realize something profound. You are not here to learn. You are not here to achieve. You are here to be. The moon's presence is a mirror. The gentler you become, the clearer you feel, the slower you breathe, the more vivid the moment becomes. Outside the windows, the stars continue their silent bloom. One falls slowly across the sky, as if to mark the turning of a page. She notices and smiles. You both watch it disappear. You pour her a cup this time. She receives it with a soft bow of her head. There is no hierarchy here, no formality, only presence, only exchange. She is the moon, yes, but tonight she is also your host, your companion, your reflection in still water. Eventually, she leans back, her hand gestures slowly toward the fire, and the flames shift, showing visions. Not quite images, not quite memory. They are moments you may have forgotten, a time you felt brave, a kindness you gave without noticing, a small joy you tucked away and never expected to return. The fire returns to its ordinary glow. The teapot is nearly empty. She meets your gaze. You feel it fully now, the blessing of this place, of this presence, of yourself. And then she does something unexpected. She laughs, a soft, delighted laugh, like wind through bells. It ripples through the room like a sunbeam. In that laugh, you feel everything: wonder, mystery, joy, and the deep comfort of simply being enough. There is no goodbye, only a final sip. And then the moon stands. She walks with you to the door. The night is waiting. The sky is wide. And though she says no words, you feel her blessing wrap around you like a shawl stitched from stars. You look once more at the little cabin, its windows still glowing, its warmth still held by the night. And then, lantern in hand, you begin to walk again, not away, but onward. The journey continues. The air in the cabin is soft, as if made of sleep and silence. As you finish another sip, you feel yourself sinking even more deeply into the moment. It's as if the tea itself carries moonlight, not just flavor, but feeling. You feel it settle in your fingertips, your chest, the space behind your eyes. Not heavy, just still. The moon sits across from you, silent for a moment, her fingers lightly resting on the rim of her cup. You realize she is waiting, not for you to speak, but for space to unfold. And so you allow it. The silence stretches wide and welcoming. In that silence, you notice more. The way the fire flickers in perfect rhythm with your breath. The way shadows stretch and settle across the cabin floor. The soft tick of something in the walls, not a clock, but the slow, almost imperceptible pulse of the house itself, as though the cabin is alive, breathing gently with you. You glance up, and she is watching you, not intensely, but with presence, as if there is nowhere else in the world she could be, and nothing more important than being here, in this moment, with you. She speaks again, slowly. Her voice, or the feeling of her voice, wraps around you like silk. Do you know, she says, why I brew tea under the stars? You wait, because tea, she continues, is a pause, breath made visible. It does not rush, and so neither do we. It cools at its own pace. It invites us to be instead of become. She pours another cup for both of you, the steam spiraling into the space between you like a dance. You were not meant to carry so much, she says, and those words, simple, small, direct, settle into your chest like water finding a quiet lake bed. You sip again. This tea tastes like release, like opening your hands after holding them clenched too long. Here, she says, and lifts a small, round mirror from beside the table. She holds it so that the reflection doesn't show your face, but rather your light, a glow you didn't know you had, soft, quiet, unmistakably yours. No one else can carry your light the way you do, she whispers. But even light needs rest. You feel tears, sudden and silent, gathering at the corners of your eyes. They don't fall, not yet, but they shimmer there, like unshed stars. She reaches across the table and places something small in your palm, a smooth, white stone, cool to the touch and shaped like a crescent moon. For when you forget, she says, hold this. It remembers for you. You close your fingers around the stone. It fits perfectly in your hand, not because it was made for you, but because it waited for you to be ready. You sit in that moment, not needing to ask anything more, not needing to be anywhere else. The fire dims slightly, and the room cools. You realize your body feels lighter. Your thoughts have slowed to the rhythm of breath. Nothing pulls at you now. The weight of time, of expectation, of unfinished stories, they all wait outside the cabin, or perhaps they've melted away entirely. The moon rises and moves toward a small shelf near the window. She returns with a box, simple, wooden, carved with constellations. She places it before you and opens it slowly. Inside are folded papers, dreams, letters, wishes. These, she says softly, are left behind by other travelers, those who came here before you, some long ago, some not yet born. This space exists between moments, between sleep and morning, between all that was and all that's becoming. She removes one paper and hands it to you. You open it and find not words, but a feeling, a single emotion, joy, grief, longing, wonder, captured in the fibers. You don't need to read it. You just know it. And as you hold it, that emotion resonates with your own. The moon gently returns the paper to the box and closes the lid. When you're ready, she says, you may leave something behind too. You nod, though you don't yet know what you'll leave. But somehow, you trust that when the time comes, the dream will know. For a while longer, you both sit. No more tea, no more stories. Just the sound of the wind, the breath of the fire, and the slow quiet of two souls sharing nothing but space. Finally, she stands. You follow. The door opens once more, and outside, the sky is deeper, like velvet soaked in ink, lit with 1,000 quiet fires. The stars feel close enough to touch. She lifts a hand, and one of the stars glows brighter. A farewell? A gift? You feel its warmth brush your cheek. The moon steps back into the doorway, her silhouette outlined by light. And then she bows, not as a queen, not as a deity, but as a host, honoring her guest. You return the gesture. The moment seals itself in your bones. Then you step into the night once more. The cabin behind you remains glowing, a warm echo in the dark. And ahead, the next dream waits. The door closes gently behind you with a soft click, and you are once again beneath the wide sky. But something is different now. The stars above are not fixed in place. They sway, they breathe. The constellations shift in patterns too slow to follow, like a dream changing shape just beyond a memory. Each star seems alive, pulsing with quiet awareness, glowing not just above, but around you, as if the entire sky is wrapping you in its slow, radiant breath. Beside you, the moon walks without sound. Her robes trail behind her like mist, stirring petals from the grass with every step. The wind is gentle here, curling around your limbs, your hair, your thoughts. It carries the scent of tea still lingering on your skin, and something else, cold light, the breath of stone, the sweetness of midnight rain. You walk in silence. There is no need for words. Each step brings a deepening calm. With every inhale, your thoughts scatter like dandelion seeds on still air. With every exhale, your body softens further into presence. The ground is soft beneath your feet, not dirt, not stone, but something smoother, like walking on memory. You come to a clearing where the sky opens fully, a perfect bowl of stars above and around you. The moon stops and gestures gently for you to lie down. You do. The grass beneath you is warm with the memory of day, cool with the promise of night. You feel held by the earth, not pushed down, but cradled. The air around you slows. The stars above grow brighter, nearer. Some flicker, others drift. One falls, and another, and another. They don't streak across the sky like fire. They descend slowly like feathers, glowing in long, graceful spirals. Each star carries a different hue: pale gold, sapphire, rose, frost. When they touch the ground, they do not vanish. They become blossoms, small, glowing flowers that open in silence and sway in still time. The moon lies down beside you. Her presence is vast and intimate. She looks upward with you, and for a long while, neither of you moves. This is not sleep. This is deeper, a stillness beyond dreaming. A moment between all moments, a time between stars, she whispers, though no sound breaks the air. This is when we remember who we are before and after the world speaks our name. You close your eyes and open them again, and now the stars pulse with breath. Light expands, then contracts like lungs in the sky. You feel your own chest match it, breath sinking with starlight. You begin to float, not high, just enough that the grass no longer holds you. Your body lifts into the slow sky like a leaf on water. The moon remains beside you, her eyes closed, her breath steady. Around you, the stars descend gently, slowly forming a spiral of light. Your body no longer feels separate. You are not hands and legs and skin. You are awareness, wrapped in calm. Thoughts drift by like clouds, soft and unhurried. Images rise, a calm ocean a bird gliding through fog, the inside of a seashell, music heard underwater. None of them require anything from you. They are gifts, gentle reminders. The spiral of light grows wider. Stars continue to fall, not randomly, but with care. You realize they are choosing to come down. They arrive with intention, with knowing, and one, a soft, pale light, comes close. It hovers before your chest, waiting. You understand. You reach out, and a star nestles into your palm. Warm, weightless, a heartbeat of life. You hold it against your chest, and it sinks gently into you. No pain, no surprise, just belonging. It joins you, and you feel the quiet echo of its message. You are stardust returning to itself. The spiral slows. You lower gently back onto the earth. Your breath is now slower than ever, not tired, not heavy, just deep. The kind of breath that exists only in places like this. The moon opens her eyes. It is time, she says, though not with urgency. Her voice is the sound of a page turning. You sit up. The field of stars has begun to dim, ever so slightly. The blossoms around you close, one by one. The glowing petals tuck inward like fireflies, folding into dreams. Above, the sky is still vast, but quieter. The stars have offered what they came to give. You and the moon rise together. The path awaits. This time, you walk slower, not from fatigue, but reverence. Your lantern flickers back to life with a soft sigh. The moon places a hand on your shoulder and leaves it there for a moment longer than expected. You carry more light now, she says. You believe her, and you begin the walk back, gently, into stillness. The night wraps around you like a soft, dark quilt, dotted with the faint, steady sparkle of distant stars. Above, the sky seems almost close enough to touch, as if the vastness itself has folded in, drawing you into its quiet embrace. The moon walks beside you, her steps light and unhurried. She carries no need to lead, only to accompany, a steady presence alongside your own unfolding calm. Together, you find a small hill, the gentle rise crowned with soft grass that bends like waves in a silent sea. You settle here, the earth cool beneath your fingertips, the sky stretching endlessly above. The stars begin their slow dance. One by one, they drift downward, falling not like fiery streaks, but like floating feathers, slow, deliberate, radiant. Each star leaves a faint trail of shimmering light, like threads of silver weaving the night's fabric anew. Their descent is unhurried, inviting your breath to match their rhythm, slow, soft, steady. As the stars fall, they touch the earth with tender grace. Where each lands, a tiny blossom unfurls, delicate petals glowing with gentle hues of pale gold, soft lavender, and icy blue. You watch as the blossoms sway, casting flickers of light onto your skin, warming your heart with that heat. The moon reaches out, catching one star blossom gently between her fingers. She turns it slowly, revealing its intricate beauty, a tiny universe held within a petal. You see, she murmurs, each star is a moment, a breath, a memory, a wish, and when they come down, they remind us that even the smallest light has the power to bloom. You reach out and let a star blossom rest softly in your palm. It pulses faintly, a quiet heartbeat in your hand, syncing with your own. The night breathes around you, a slow, deep inhale, then an exhale that ripples through the grass, the trees, the air itself. Your breath grows slower, deeper. Each inhale draws in calm. Each exhale releases tension. The moon lies back beside you, her gaze fixed upward. You follow, feeling the weight of your body supported by the earth, the sky, the moment. A soft, shimmering mist begins to rise, swirling around you both like a gentle tide. It carries the scent of night jasmine and cool rain, soothing and sweet. You close your eyes briefly and open them to find the stars pulsing softly in response, as if the sky itself is breathing with you. Time loosens its hold. Minutes, hours. These labels fade away, replaced by the feeling of presence, endless and serene. You listen to the night's quiet symphony, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the faint hum of the stars. Your thoughts drift, light as clouds, moving without effort or direction. In this moment, the world feels perfectly whole. The moon's voice, barely more than a whisper, floats through the stillness. Rest now, she says. You carry the light inside. Let it settle. You feel the glow within you deepen, a soft ember kindling peace through your chest. Your heartbeat slows further, matching the gentle pulsing of the night. The star blossom in your hand warms and fades, becoming a memory, a gift from the night to carry forward. Together, you rise, the grass parting beneath your feet. The path calls you back, gentle, familiar, welcoming. You walk with the moon once more, steps light, breath slow and quiet. Above, the stars continue to pulse, their light weaving a lullaby just for you. And as you descend, you feel the embrace of the night around you, a calm promise that this stillness will go with you wherever you rest. The path ahead stretches softly downward, bathed once again in the gentle glow of the moon. Your footsteps are quiet, cushioned by the earth beneath, soft moss, fallen leaves, and the faintest brush of petal stones you once followed. But as you begin your descent, something has shifted. The world feels subtly different. The air is still, yet full. The shadows seem warmer, less distant. You walk slowly, savoring each step, feeling the rhythm of your breath, syncing with the quiet pulse of the night. The trees that once whispered ancient stories now seem to hum a lullaby just for you. Their leaves shimmer with a delicate silver light, and the soft rustling blends with the distant song of the river you crossed earlier. The wind moves gently through the branches, carrying with it scents of chamomile, mint, and something undefinably sweet, a fragrance that feels like hope. Your lantern casts a steady glow ahead, a beacon not just of light, but of peace. It flickers softly as the breeze brushes past, inviting you to keep moving, not hurriedly, but with purpose tempered by calm. As you descend, the path widens, revealing the familiar shapes of the garden between dreams. The flowers there shift colors with the moonlight, now glowing more vibrantly, as if awakened fully by your return. The petals seem to reach toward you, welcoming your presence with an unspoken warmth. You pause for a moment, breathing deeply, savoring the sensation of stillness wrapped in gentle life. The dream to you once sipped lingers like a soft echo on your tongue, and your hands still feel the cool smoothness of the crescent stone given by the moon. It rests in your palm now, a quiet reminder of this journey, of being seen, held, and carried in a space beyond time. As the path narrows once more, the familiar silver thread river comes into view. The wooden bridge creaks softly beneath your weight, humming its lullaby with every step. You pause on the bridge's midpoint, leaning on the railing to gaze into the water. The river flows slow and steady, glimmering with stardust reflecting the constellations above. Looking down, you see your reflection, not quite the same as before. Your eyes are softer, your face more serene. The world beneath the surface ripples gently, the stars twinkling as if winking at you, affirming your peaceful transformation. With a gentle smile, you step off the bridge, continuing downward. Fireflies emerge once again, their soft golden lights flitting around you in slow circles, guiding you home. The trees whisper around you, their stories now tender and comforting, telling tales of rest, renewal, and quiet strength. You listen without urgency, letting their words settle into your bones like a warm blanket. Further along, the petal stone path resumes, each step cushioned by soft blooms that release faint glows, lighting your way with the gentlest of sparks. Your feet feel lighter, your body more relaxed, as if the journey has lifted burdens you didn't fully realize you carried. You pause again, closing your eyes to drink in the stillness. The moon hangs low, a silver guardian watching over this return. The world is the same, yet it feels softer, kinder, as if your very presence has shifted its breath, slowed its pace to match your own. A cool breeze brushes past, carrying a whisper that you can almost understand. It's the moon's voice, carried across the distance, calm and steady, until we meet again. You open your eyes to see her figure, a graceful silhouette atop the hill where the cabin rests. She remains there, waiting quietly beneath the stars, a steadfast guardian of this peaceful realm. The lantern's light flickers gently, guiding you the last few steps down the hill. The air is filled with the scent of earth and dreams, mingled with the soft night breeze that brushes your skin like a tender touch. With one final look back at the hill, you feel a profound gratitude for the journey, the quiet companionship, the sacred pauses. The world around you seems to breathe in tandem with your own heart, each moment stretching wide in calm. You walk the last stretch of the path slowly, feeling the weight of stillness settle deep within you, a gift carried quietly beneath your skin. The stars begin to fade softly, the first hints of dawn brushing the horizon with pale gold. You find yourself standing beneath a tree, its branches spread wide, offering shelter and comfort. You lean against its sturdy trunk, closing your eyes and feeling the last whispers of night lull you toward rest. Your breathing slows, deeper and more even. A warm, golden sleep wraps gently around you, tender and sure. The moon's light lingers in your heart, a quiet flame promising return, renewal, and peace. As your thoughts drift like soft clouds, the world holds its breath with you, waiting until the next visit. You continue your descent along the path, each step soft and deliberate, feeling the earth beneath your feet cradle you like an old friend. The petal stones, once familiar, now seem to glow faintly in your lantern's light, their colors shifting gently between pale pinks, silvers, and blues, as if the path itself is breathing, alive with quiet magic. Around you, the trees stand tall and steady, their trunks wrapped in moss that feels velvety under your fingertips when you brush against them. Leaves flutter softly above, releasing tiny shimmering motes that drift like dust caught in a sunbeam. Except here, the light is moonlight, cool and serene. The air is crisp, carrying the sweet, herbal scent of the garden you passed earlier, mixed now with the soft dampness of earth and dew. Somewhere nearby, a night bird calls, a low, soothing melody that echoes through the stillness, wrapping the night in gentle song. As you walk, your thoughts begin to settle, flowing as slowly and softly as the river of silver threads you crossed. The worries and weights that once clung to your mind seem lighter now, slipping away like leaves carried by a slow current. You pause by a familiar bend where the lantern bearers once walked silently beside you. Though they have vanished, you sense their presence still, gentle watchers of the night, guiding your way with quiet light. You reach out, and in your hand, you feel the faintest warmth, as if a lingering touch has been left behind just for you. Further down, the garden between dreams blooms in soft defiance of the coming dawn. Flowers open wider, their petals shimmering in hues of lilac, pearl, and moonbeam white. The scent of dream tea drifts to you once more, a comforting reminder of the moments spent there. You breathe deeply, letting the fragrance fill your lungs and settle in your heart. The path leads you onward, gradually sloping down toward familiar hills. The moon hangs low now, casting long shadows that stretch like silver ribbons across the ground. The stars above flicker softly, their light tender and unhurried. Your steps slow further as you near the base of the hill, the air growing cooler, but still gentle. The soft rustle of wind chimes drifts through the night, echoing faintly from the hilltop where the moon remains, waiting. You stop and look back once more. There she is, her silhouette framed by the soft glow of the cabin's windows and the wide open sky. She watches silently, a quiet guardian of this sacred space between dreams and waking. You feel a profound stillness settle within you, a calm that carries beyond the path and into the waking world. This journey has shifted something deep inside, a gentle transformation that will ripple through your days and nights, a slow unfolding of peace. With one last breath, you tuck your hands around the crescent stone given to you, feeling its cool surface steady your heart. You step down the final stretch, your lantern's glow growing faint but steady, lighting the way back to the world that waits with open arms. And though the path is familiar, you know you will never see it quite the same way again, because you carry the night's calm with you now. The stars begin to dim, one by one, their gentle flickers growing softer as the night deepens toward dawn. The vast sky, once filled with countless points of silver light, now feels quiet and spacious, a vast velvet canvas slowly fading to pale hues of early morning. Above the distant hills, the moon, your constant companion throughout this journey, begins her slow descent. She moves with graceful ease, dipping low behind the rolling landscape, casting long, soft shadows that stretch and dissolve like whispered farewells. Her silvery light lingers, tender and warm, touching everything with a last gentle caress before yielding to the dawn. You find yourself near a sturdy tree, its branches wide and welcoming, offering shelter in the cool morning air. The ground beneath you is soft, cushioned by fallen leaves and the gentle embrace of moss. You lie down slowly, feeling the earth support you completely, holding you safely as the world tilts toward waking. The air is still, save for the faintest whisper of wind through the leaves. Your breath deepens, slow and steady, like waves rolling softly onto a calm shore. Each inhale draws in peace. Each exhale releases any lingering tension. Around you, the colors of dawn begin to bloom, gentle pinks and pale golds spreading across the horizon like a quiet promise. The sky transitions from night's deep indigo to a soft pastel awakening, a gentle invitation to rest fully and surrender to sleep's embrace. A warm, golden sleep wraps itself around you like a familiar blanket, woven from moonlight, dreams, and quiet hope. It flows through your body, a tender current that calms muscles, softens thoughts, and quiets the heart. There is no need to hurry, No rush to wake or move, only the stillness of this moment where time slows and the boundary between dreaming and waking blurs softly. May this night bring you the rest you deserve. May your dreams be gentle and kind, carried on the wings of the moon's silent journey. As the stars fade completely and the first light of dawn warms the earth, you drift deeper into peaceful sleep, cradled by the night's final lullaby. Sweet dreams.